What's going on, you guys? Dr. Corey Campbell here from Freedom Hacking. I am so excited to have you here. I've got an amazing guest I'm bringing in for an interview today. We're going to talk about her journey and get into the nitty-gritty stuff about what works, what freedom is, and what it means for all of us as individuals, as entrepreneurs, and how we are serving the world with awesomeness. So without further ado, I'm going to bring it in to Dr. Susan Pisano.
Hi, guys. Hey. Happy to be here this morning.
I'm so excited you're here, and I am so thrilled for you to come on and share your journey, because I know that you've had some really big, audacious, scary goals to have, and you've had some challenges along the way. So I want you to share a little bit about that. And before we get into that, for people who might not even know who you are, tell us who Dr. Susan is.
Okay. Well, I'm a holistic chiropractor by license, and always described as she's a chiropractor, but more. So I have a very strong science background. I was an aeronautical engineer before going into chiropractic. I had several head injuries, pretty severe ones, that brought me to the chiropractor's office for the first time. And I had heard the truth about what I understood health to be and how the body works. So that made me intrigued. And over the course of 3 years of care, I decided to go back to chiropractic school at 28 years old. And I learned not only the traditional chiropractic, but I also learned an electromagnetic model, or an energetic model of our organism, that we are energetic beings. And that kind of really tied into my study in quantum physics, and then in the work I was doing space about electromagnetism. And I had some real early experiences in high school of mind-body healing. I had read some articles and some scientific papers about mind-body healing. So I really, after a week of clearing warts all over my hands, just with intention, no compound W, none of that, I realized how strong the mind is in healing. So once I got out into the world and in practice, I, really pursued that. And I studied with someone, he was a Jungian shaman. He looked at mind body, he looked at the world of symbols, and how they can be powerful to, get out from underneath our unconscious motivations in life, and how those unconscious belief systems, really block our ability to be in full wellness, in full expression of who we are in the world. So what I do with my clients on one-on-one is do my chiropractic procedures, which reset their organism, brain, body, computer, and also work with the mind and bring them on, a journey of self-discovery and how those previous traumas affect their health and their beingness in the world. So I've had, lots of success in private practice, and I've been talking about it for years now, over a decade, that I want to teach. Had no idea even how to jump in. And then last year, when quarantine hit and COVID hit, it was a perfect opportunity for me to really sit down and focus on, how am I going to get this done? How am I going to get this work out into the world? Because it is amazingly powerful work. It's called neural organization technique. And then my, artistry in the application of that. And then I knew you prior for about 1.5 years, and you were doing this boot camp, which was just amazing. It was 5 days of very intensive, online listening and I did the homework. And really, that's how I got through it, and my big question was, why do I want to do this? And my big why is that the world needs people who are functioning mentally, physically, and emotionally. And that doctors often get stuck, in my profession, in just the physical musculoskeletal model. Part of that is because we wanted insurance inclusion. There are no chiropractic treatment codes for mind-body medicine. So how am I going to get those doctors to, number one, be exposed to that concept, number two, to learn the technique, and number three, get coaching from me, which I received from my teachers, in how to, refine it and get deeper and deeper and deeper into those corrections. So I'm really excited to, now have a platform, thanks to your coaching and skills, because I had no idea there were all these automation programs. I didn't even know Google Chrome existed, so we can do these kind of live interviews, So that journey you brought me on over this past year, culminated in me moving back to New Mexico, which is really the place of my heart, from Florida, which I really felt like a fish out of water, even though there was lots of water around. And, coming back and being able to really focus on this business online. So I thank you.
Well, thank you. Let's go back to that boot camp that you took. It's almost been a year, not quite. We're a couple months short from a year from when you took that first boot camp. And let's kind of dissect through the last, we'll say 9 months or so. And what challenges would you say would probably be like their top couple challenges that you've gone through over the last 9 months?
Well, really getting my clarity. I had this very vague, nebulous, idea about, what I wanted to do. So it was really about getting clear of exactly what is it going to look like? Exactly how am I going to implement that? And then the other challenges for me are the constant technologic challenges, getting a software program to work, getting the camera to work on my computer.
Yeah, so
the camera didn't work with Chrome, so I was having to do the lives on my telephone because I didn't know, all the tools I could get, So, and then you would definitely, every time I stumbled or got stuck, you'd make a video for me. You would, do a tutorial. You would do one-on-one with me that, has really helped me grow in my confidence in, presenting and even being on camera.
And you've absolutely thrived with that. And the biggest part is that you kind of had paralysis analysis, and we're just going to step in the beginning. But the fact that, after that boot camp is, take action is like so important. Yep. So you taking that action and fumbling or stumbling on something or coming up against another wall, but then working through that stage, how do you feel? How is that feeling expressed in you, and how is that expanded out into your business when you've kind of broken through one of those little walls?
Well, number one, I would get immediate feedback from the universe and more appointments on my personal practice. I had, been encouraged to go on different groups with, my target audience, and just adding value of just a little, comment about, what they could do with this stuck case, and then, they would ask me questions or whatever, and I connected with them. And I forget the question you just asked me because I started to answer it.
So you've already given a little bit of feedback, but it's taking action can be pretty scary. And then coming up against a little wall where you're like, oh my goodness, like again, come on, I just want some success. But then we work through that tiny little wall. You do it. We've been doing it together for almost a year. And at the end of it, it's like this great big blossoming feeling, like you yourself, and you're putting that energy, as you said, like we are energy beings, but you're putting that out into the world, and it's coming back to you with more reach outs, more people wanting to talk to you, more people signing up for your services. So then continuing to take action.
Right. And the feeling, so the feeling I get is just buoyancy and excitement that I'm actually going to, help more people in the world by, these accomplishments, and, getting past my own self-criticism, getting past my own procrastination, which has been huge. I talked about doing these courses for 15 years. So, you can imagine like the expansion and the lack of like that spiritual pressure on me to, really get this out in the world. I was kind of like spiritually constipated because I'm not fulfilling my mission. I really, feel that it's like a spiritual, emotional directive that I have to do this. So, I just, feel so much more free in my life. I feel much more clear in how to speak about, my offerings.
Love it. And then what is your biggest desire to achieve through your business?
To teach as many chiropractors as possible, to empower them to make true changes in people's lives. My profession is there because it's effective and it works. But when you have people who have been severely traumatized, they get stuck in illness. They get stuck in disease patterns. They get stuck in psychological problems. They, get diagnoses. They get put on drugs. That's not where the healing occurs.
No, I love it. So you're just helping more people to help more people to expand it out, expand your reach.
And, I hesitate to name a number. I'm going to start with 100,000, but that's to be edited. That's my short-term goal is 100,000 practitioners. So we'll start there.
We got to think big and achievable numbers, but it grows exponentially when your reach is us as entrepreneurs. For me as a business coach, to be able to reach a few people who go out and reach other people is, my goal is to help entrepreneurs grow online. So working with you is helping you serve your mission.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So the end goal, it's always going to be an exponential growth. And I absolutely love that. And working with you has been fantastic because you're a servant leader and your goal is to help these people grow and achieve a true result. And you're not just trying to sell something to sell something. You're out there making a difference in the world. And that's what we are as, bringing this service. So when I come about with like freedom hacking, it's twofold. One of it is the term freedom means something different to everybody. So I'd love to hear what freedom means to you.
Well, freedom to me is number one, releasing that energetic that's bottled up in me, and all that knowledge that's bottled up in me, that it goes out into the world and has a ripple effect in making a positive change. My mother taught me to always leave things better than when I found them. And I get choked up because it's real for me.
Yeah.
And I was walking my dog last night, and freedom is another thing of being able to live. I realized, well, I get to live in a place that feeds my heart and soul and my mind. And I'm looking at the Milky Way galaxy, which in a lot of places you can't see that, but here I am to be in a little, mountain cabin and run this business from here. And again, just affecting change, it's really important. The world needs it.
And I love hearing that from you, and everybody that's watching or listening is the term freedom could mean something completely different to you. What we look at with freedom hacking is what can we do within our businesses to achieve that level of freedom. For some people, it wants that they have the time freedom to do what they want, whenever they want, with whomever they want, and whatever price point. And for some people, it means that they want to start a not-for-profit. For others, it means that they want to donate hundreds of thousands of dollars to their favorite organization to make that difference. So whatever freedom means to you is, listening in the audience is, I want you to really dive down and find that clarity. And it's one thing that we've worked through. I know Susan and I have worked through to find what is it that she wants to do and why is that so important. And then through the last 9 months, Susan, we have really brought in a lot of different tools to kind of like open up some more time, some different trainings, and give you not only the resources to serve your audience, but also the resources to have that free lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
So through that, you brought up the word automation. So what does the word automation mean to you and your business?
That I don't have to spend the time. One of the automation programs I have is handling friend requests. That I don't have to go in and look at the person's, profile and do they have, value that will add to what I'm trying to do in my business? Are they real people? Are they spammers? Are they, because I've been, going into all these other groups, I've been taking some other trainings, and, people see a picture of a pretty girl and they want to connect, right? So, the automation helps with, weeding out those type of spammers. It also helps with really connecting, because in my, response, I ask them, look, I'm looking for a real connection with real people who want to, grow their business, or at least be connected to what I'm offering. So that my email automation programs have been, a way to bring things all together, and then get my voice out there. And again, I don't have to do 70 individual emails. I can have them, write one beautiful one, and it goes out to everybody, and it inserts their name.
Mm-hmm. So saving you time by using automation in a non-spammy or non-slimy way, so you can just connect with your entire audience, continue to nurture them. So, and picking up those little tools along the way. And in the very beginning of our businesses, it's us doing the work. It's one person doing all the things. You have to put on all these different hats, and being able to just take one of those jobs and give it to an automation robot just kind of frees you up. So
yes.
Imagine what you can do with an extra 5 hours during your week, and how would that change your impactability, and how would that change your life? So absolutely love that. And through the past, we'll say 9 months, so go back to when you went through that boot camp about 9 months ago. What has been your biggest success that you've wanted to celebrate?
Really launching the group. And last week I did my first live tutorial, which of course, I have lots of criticisms for myself, but I reached the audience, I accomplished it, and I failed forward. In my opinion, it was a failure, because I made some nervous, types of mistakes and misspoke, but I was able to, correct them later. But it gave me some room for improvement. So that was a success, to see where I can improve myself. And also that I could actually make it happen. And it wasn't as painful as, 9 months ago when you asked me to just do a live about, oh, I'm a freedom boss. Here it was, I was talking pretty technical stuff, and I was just, I had my notes all prepared. I had my script, and I pretty much stuck to it. So I was really happy.
Yeah.
Not so nervous. The biggest thing I had to do was learn how to put makeup on to be on camera and not look like a white ghost or, a streetwalker.
The other things that we're learning, all of the side benefits we have. But
yeah, that was a side benefit.
So the big thing that, like, so excited is the fact that in your mind, and we as individuals, and if you're type A and you're here and you're showing up and you're doing all the work, is you want it to be just right. You want it to be perfect, whatever that perfect feels like or means to you. And I said this, I had a coach many, many years ago tell me, Corey, if it was perfect on the first try, then you waited too long to do it. And that's so true. It's just to get out and do it. If you totally bomb it, if it's on Facebook, it's Facebook. You can delete the video if you don't like it that much. Like, you could totally do that. And that got me out to do my first Facebook Live. And then each time after that, I still stumble. I still mess up my words. I still say something that, oops, right? I still scratch my face. All the things that they tell you not to do. but it's you. It's being real and true and authentic, and you grow into that voice the more that you do it. So getting out there, showing up, and if you made some mistakes, you can correct them on the back end. That's totally okay. It's like data points, but it's a huge celebration. So proud of you, because 9 months ago, can you imagine that you'd be doing that?
No, I didn't even know how to click live, go live. So it's a huge, movement forward. And, in retrospect, after doing that live video and, again, catching the mistakes I made out of nerves, and correcting them, I was like, you got to realize this is your first time you jumped into the water, and you didn't go under.
And you didn't die.
Nope. And, I just was so elated after I did it. I couldn't believe how elated I was. I had been experiencing quite a bit of physical pain from an injury the few weeks prior to that. And miraculously, the morning of show day, I had like 90% reduction in my pain levels in my body. And again, that mind-body thing, it's like that pain was trying to tell me, you've got to move forward in your life. You have to accomplish this. You have to fulfill this destiny. And I use those big words, but, they really ring true in my heart that there's a destiny that I've been holding myself back from. And again, it's making a positive impact in the world. And that's where I want to be. That's where I want to live. And I'm just so grateful that you showed up in my life to help me accomplish this, because others have tried, others have said I'm uncoachable, but it wasn't that I'm uncoachable. It's they were the wrong coach for me.
Yeah. And there's a lot of different coaches out there, and seek and you shall find.
Mm-hmm.
And then I believe that the right coach will show up at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're there to ready to just grab on, okay, I'm ready to do this and step into, and forgive me if I'm incorrect, but it sounds like you're stepping into your truest, most authentic version of yourself.
Absolutely.
And that is amazing, because it puts you in alignment with not only your mind, but your heart's in alignment with your mind. And I teach this in my boot camps. If your heart's in alignment with your mind, in alignment with your mission, your purpose, your vision, whatever word you want to call it, then everything that is going to help you achieve that goal is attracted to you to help propel you. So the right coaches, the right tools, the right automation systems, the right resources, the right clients, all of this is going to come in alignment when you're following your true authentic self.
And, I know that's true for me, because I just got goosebumps, even my hair standing up on end. So, that's an affirmation for me that, my truth is being spoken or heard.
I love this. And you're part of the inner circle group with the Freedom Hackers.
Mm-hmm.
And how has that experience been for you?
I'm amazed at your ability to be so hands-on. I'm so grateful for that. That you come in and you encourage and you critique in a kind way, that you spent the time to get to know what are my inner workings, that you spent the time to speak with me about my fears and my blockages. And you've always got a tool and an assignment, which I love. Because if you didn't give me the assignments, the procrastinator in me would be like, all right, I'll do that next week, And I've joined other, challenges and things, and they give assignments, and I just sit there with it. For some reason, you have this magic little wand that you hit me over the head with or inspire me with, that you give an assignment, I'm right there doing it. And then I see that, it's day 10 of that challenge and I only did day 1. But when you do it, it's like within the next 15 minutes, I'm jumping in and taking charge. So again, the right coach for the right person at the right time.
That's so true. And I've taken lots and lots of challenges. There is true form to why the assignments are there. Is just like me, it's kind of in my nature to, okay, I'll get to it tomorrow. Or I don't really feel like doing that. So having short, quick assignments that we can get through, super help to guide with that.
Yeah.
So you've shared tons of stuff. I'm super excited for all of this. For anyone who wants to connect with you and learn more about your techniques, about maybe how you can help them or any of that, how does someone get in touch with you?
Well, I have a private Facebook group that you helped me build, and it's a long title. So we'll be sharing that group name in the comments later, but it's neurologic trauma release strategies for chiropractors and body workers. And basically, the focus is to give little tidbits and techniques that you can do and hack the nervous system so that you can get that person past a stuck point in their healing.
I love that. So if you're listening to this, if you're watching this, if you're a chiropractor or body worker, you know someone who is one of those hands-on type healers, and you want to learn all about what Dr. Susan shares and her amazing strategies. I've had some sessions with her, and she's fantastic to really break through the barriers. So we're looking at us as the whole person. So definitely get in touch with her, get in that group, learn what she's got to share. She shares tons of value in there. I'm in that group too. So absolutely love it. So thank you, Dr. Susan, for showing up and sharing with us today. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. We'll see you guys soon.
Ciao. Have a great day.